over my head.
Hi, I'm Karla Harris, and I'm a jazz vocalist, and I'm here today at Wolf Creek Branch Library, and we performed a concert for a nice room full of jazz lovers, or maybe perhaps jazz curious people who are interested in learning more about jazz music as part of an outreach program that I do frequently, and for the love of jazz. So about 3 years ago, we started doing jazz outreach as mini jazz camps as a way to introduce jazz music to young learners who are maybe in underserved communities, who don't have a lot of opportunity for, maybe to hear arts, or maybe to be exposed to the arts, or to get a chance to listen to live music, and in particular jazz music. The fact that jazz was created as a multicultural repository, really, I feel like it builds bridges, it builds cultural bridges. And so I think that there's this perception, probably deserved or undeserved, that jazz is somehow unattainable, or it's for the cool kids, and if you don't get it, then you're not invited into the room. And we really want to dispel that. I think that, as with everything, the more you understand something, the more you appreciate it, and that's particularly true with the arts. So my first exposure to jazz music was growing up in my parents' home, in our family home. They had a great stack of albums, and it included a lot of different kinds of music, but jazz was a part of that. And when I was a little girl, I liked to spend Saturday afternoons just pretending like I was a singer, and I was on shows and things, and I would learn a lot of those jazz standards. And then when I started singing professionally during my college years, those songs were a part of the bands that I was with. They are just compositionally very rich. The ability to improvise, the ability to bring your emotions or your day to the music really spoke to me. I grew up going to the local branch library near where I lived in West St. Louis County. I loved going to the library. I loved the smell of libraries. And it's also a place where everybody is welcome. It's a community gathering spot, and it's really a repository of freedom to me. I love the idea that we have all of these books out there that contain the history of this music, of jazz. And now we can come in and pull that out of those books and bring it alive in a live concert. It's just the perfect marriage to me. Some people do have a band that they play with predominantly the same members, but a lot of times what you find are that you are part of this community of musicians, and depending upon what you're doing, the music that you're doing, the configuration, where you are, you might be playing with different people. Now, I've played with all of these players that I've worked with today for many times over the years, but this is the first time that the three of them played together with me. It keeps it kind of fresh and exciting. It keeps it a conversation that you've got to be very attuned to musically. A lot of people love jazz, but there's so much jazz history. You could take course after course because there are so many different styles of jazz. And so it feels really involved, but we try to break it down in this setting and into a very kind of easy to follow outline, where we take the main different eras of jazz. We talk about the roots of jazz, where it's bubbled up from those origins, and then we go through the main eras of jazz, and then we're able to talk a little bit about how they originated, how they influenced one to the next, and then we perform songs that are from those eras to give you a really solid demonstration of the evolution of jazz over the decades. If you already love jazz, then it's going to be super enjoyable for you. And if you don't know a lot about jazz, then it's going to be super enjoyable for you too, because you will come away feeling like, I kind of get it now. One of the reasons why my musician colleagues and I are passionate about this music is because it represents the very best of what our society is meant to be. In jazz music, we come together and we collaborate, we communicate, we respect what each person brings to the equation, we innovate, we have a common goal, we have a responsibility to the structure and to one another, but we also celebrate the freedom in the music. And those kinds of values are good to have on a personal level. It impacts how you relate, not just with the music, but with other people, and then those people within a community and a community within a society. So jazz values are just good values, and that's one of the reasons why I'm passionate about sharing it with the community at large.